Hello everybody, I'm Giscard and this is the NCR version 3. Instead of giving you a dry old feature for feature look, I'm just going to play this and explain what's happening, because I think it'll enlighten some of you NCR fans as to some of the features in the mod. Now the NCR version 3 fine-tunes a lot of things, but let's start right at the beginning with the guy in charge of Prim, or the NCR in Prim. You've got to give Prim to him to unlock dialogue that makes you a citizen this early in the game. If you don't, you'll have to wait till your NCR rating is higher and then go to Camp Forlorn Hope. Now, once you are a citizen, right, either from going to see the commander in Camp Forlorn Hope or getting the citizenship papers at Prim, you come here to Camp Golf. The guy in this room here, the personnel officer, will then grant you permission to join a rank, or join a unit, based on your skill set. Now this is fairly late in my game, so I've got them all unlocked, as you can see. Now I'm going to show you most of these in this, but I haven't showed you the Desert Rangers because, to be honest, I forgot. They do lost patrols, and for them you go to see Major Steele, who offers you the normal patrols. If you're a Desert Ranger and you go to talk to her, she'll give you lost patrol missions where you've got to find a patrol that's missing. Now, also in this room is a supply officer who'll give you kit. Now, for some reason, he doesn't always seem to respawn the kit correctly. So, after you brought it the first time, you might not have any resupply afterwards. You should do, but it doesn't. No idea why. It's just some weird bug. This here is the training officer. Once you picked the squad you want to be part of, you go to her for training. She gives you a special perk. It's called the perk of the job. And it basically, depending on what unit you are with, it changes. So you get different perks for different jobs. You see? Makes sense?
After all, a dead trooper is no good to anybody.
Now, the NCR version 3 adds search and destroy missions and Major Friedman to Camp Forlorn Hope. You can also get paid for doing the jobs now, and the experience has been tweaked as well. And medics can now do ranger missions, which are offered to by this guy, or patrol missions. So if you wanted to get to the ranger missions early and you had a medic skill of 40, select a medic and go to talk to him. You get to do the battles really early. You won't get the ranger kit though, but you won't get the pay and the experience, because basically a combat unit should have a medic with them. I'm sure you would agree. Now this guy is the chief of police. This game has always supported a kind of bounty system, although it didn't always pay you for it. It just allowed you to kill bandits and get experience for it, or outlaws. Now, as of version 3, you get paid 1,000 for every outlaw you kill. And when you've killed one, you go to talk to him in New Vegas in the embassy, and he'll pay you 1,000 for every bandit you kill. Now, the thing about bandits and outlaws is they're scattered all over the place, but unless you're a policeman or a marshal, they'll just tell you to go and get knotted. Right? If you are a policeman or a marshal, then they'll respond, and they might even start shooting at you, and you have to kill them to claim the bounty.
I am in charge of the NCR patrol.
This is the woman that gives you the Desert Ranger missions and the Mojave patrol missions. If you go to the Mojave outpost and talk to her as a Desert Ranger, you get lost patrol missions. Otherwise, she gives you patrol missions for normal troopers. Pardon me. It's one of the things you get really early in the game, so you can do these almost immediately. You just need I think it's a gunnery skill of 35, you know, to qualify as an NCR trooper. But they allow you to train up. You can join early and train up. This guy is a new feature in version 3. He supplies search and destroy missions. And he actually lets you, take over Viper Squad as a commander if you're a staff sergeant. That's important, because until you get to be a staff sergeant, he won't entertain you. He might tell you what he does, but he won't give you any options. Now, the ranks were introduced in the NCR 2.2, I believe, and whilst they were there and to keep people happy, this is really the first time they've been fully used to unlock quests and missions. You might see more of this in the future for even higher ranking quests or lower ranking quests. We'll see how it works out. I don't get a lot of NCR fans on my site, so you know, just tell me what you think of this stuff and I'll remember it for future use. This is the first recon guy. He starts out in Camp McLaren, and when first recon moved to Forlorn Hope, he moves with them. If you want to do a sniper mission, you talk to him. They're actually quite good, and one of the first sniper missions, you know, one of the best sniper missions you get is actually shown in this video, because it's an ambush. Now, this is all random. All these missions are random. There's about 5 or 6 to do with each particular job. Except for the search and destroy mission, because I had to knock one off because it wasn't working right, so there's only 4 with that. But this is actually the best sniper one, I think, because there's lots of shooting involved. Now there they are, look, the Legion about to attack Nipton, and the first recon are waiting for them. Here they come. You ever noticed, by the way, that as you go up the ranks, sniper rifles suddenly need to pump 15 shots into some guys just to kill them? It's like they suddenly don't work anymore. I always think actually that when you're actually playing a game like this, leveled troops don't work. It's not like they're doing fantasy games in the way that levelling works. When you're dealing with weapons, and a weapon like a sniper rifle should be a one-shot, one-kill, and then suddenly you're pumping 15 shots into a guy just to wound him, it just makes a mockery of the sniper rifle. So levelling doesn't work when you're playing these type of shooting games. You need to like a game where every level's set, where a sniper rifle will always be able to take out certain guys from certain ranges, you know, in certain armour. It needs to be consistent. There's quite a lot of fighting in this mod, to be honest. That's good, I like it. The irony is, though, the actual random battles aren't very popular with fantasy games, you know, like the Elder Scrolls. But for some reason, Fallout fans love them. I think it's actually partly due to the game, though, because most of the quests in Fallout New Vegas are one-shot and finished type affairs. There's very few repeatables. Whereas in Skyrim, there's loads of repeatables, so they're not that popular. I'm playing on hardcore mode, by the way, so I need to eat and drink water. I've never played on anything other than hardcore, so
nice work.
I'm not really into the old survival, you know, craft your own tools type thing. But I just happen to think in the survival mode, this game is better. Right, you see your troops there. I mean, you see your points there, your experience and your pay. This is my skill for my character, just so you can see the things. If you notice, my weapons is 80. That's high enough to unlock every single unit there is. I think it's 75 the top one, 40 for medicine, and there's, I think survival needs to be either 25 or 50 for a desert ranger. I can't quite remember.
Okay.
But you do need survival for that. But there are other things for other units which I just can't remember offhand.
Take it to the supply officer to get your kit.
Hey, Marshall.
Here we go. I'm going to be a marshal here. I'm going to show you the bounty system now. Now, the bounty system allows you to go hunting for outlaws, and you know, you can either be a military policeman or a marshal. I happen to prefer to be a marshal, to be honest. I have actually made several test mods for this. Like what the Battle for Nifton, for instance, that you saw earlier, was actually a mod where it's just one big battle just to see what the game could handle. And what you're about to see now was tested in a camp near the Cairns, where I set up a gunfight in the OK Corral situation. The video is actually on YouTube now, I believe, and shows the Battle for Nifton as well. And basically, he says, I had these Clint Eastwood Good Bad and the Ugly type theme blaring out in the background, you know, as the music for it. But YouTube just took the music out, so it's completely ruined the video. I said, just imagine it's playing, because I couldn't put it on. It's a shame, really. Yeah. You know, there I am, look, all dressed up as a marshal. That's what supply officer's for, let you get into the role. Now we're going to go get some training for him as a marshal.
Well,
This gives me a perk, and you get experience for
that
talking to the
holster is
training
no
officer,
good. Cut off the
which is
strap.
handy.
Yes, that's it. Now use this gecko oil on the leather once a week. It restores the leather, but it also stops your weapon from sticking when you need to draw it quickly. Another thing, weapon balance is important. You want to do this when you draw it from your holster.
There's a lot going on in
See
this
how
mod
the
behind the
blade
scenes.
drops it into my hand?
Constant. Trouble is, the way this game works, the scripting engine works, is
That is
it
right.
cycles through the scripts
You got
once
it
every
now.
3 seconds. That's when it does its updates. With Skyrim, it's instant. It calls a function the second you need it. So it's very much on the spot and there. But the Skyrim Papyrus scripting
Now,
engine is a
let's
bit
not be
buggy.
hasty.
So some
I have a
commands
note
just
from your
don't
mother
work.
here somewhere.
Anyhow, this is an
1
outlaw.
second whilst I find
He's
it.
currently insulted me. Ooh, he's gone red. He's going to fight. Ooh, I got him. First time I tried that, he got me. So I was prepared for him. Ooh, look at all that ammo. Now I need to report his death to the Chief of Police to collect the bounty on him, which is 1,000 gold. By the way, certain places, I can't remember the name of the place, but do you know where the Death Claws are? Near that mine. And there's that injured mole rat. Well, one of them buildings there is full of bandits or outlaws. And if you walk in there as a police officer and talk to the right guy, it starts off a bar fight. Well, there's actually other bar fights to be had, you know, that are real bars, but this particular place isn't a bar, not in that place. But when you stood behind the table with a pistol in your hand, shooting over the top of the bandits and they're shooting back, or outlaws, it is like a Wild West gunfight. It's brilliant. I love it, I tell you. Here we go.
Welcome to Camp McCarran.
Now, of all the ranger missions, this could have randomly selected. The
Legion
Searchlight
will
one
land
is
in force.
probably the one that
Searchlight is all
isn't
that
as much
stands
fun as
between
the
them and the
others.
rest
It's
of
still
the Mojave
fun,
region. So
but
that
it's
is where
not
we will
the
make our
best
stand.
one.
I'll mark the location of the battle on your map. Go there, stop the Legion, then report back to me.
Still, if you hear me laughing, it gives you some idea of what I class as the worst one. It isn't really that bad, it's actually quite good. Now, I'm going there with what's left of Viper Squad, who miraculously reappear later on in this video because I'm showing these videos out of sequence. Now, on this one, I've played this battle before and I found attacking from the flanks is best. I'm off to the flank here, right, to find a good position. The trouble is it's not in the right position. I probably should have gone further over. And I think, right, I'll tell my men just to wait here, defend this spot. Now, they'll automatically go into sneak mode with the guns out and they'll be ready for anything. Very brilliant strategy. Now, I can't aim with this because the explosions shake the gun too much. So sniper rifles aren't really any good in this situation because of all the banging and stuff. Grenades, brilliant. Rifles, anything you've got away, not so hot. Right, right now I'm hitting the key trying to get this screen up, and because it's lagging a bit because of the battle. Now I notice I've actually got a very special weapon here, which turns a battle into something that's really cool. Oh, what's this? Oh, boom! Oh guys, we won! Hey, Viper Squad, where are you? Hello? Where you gone? Hey, my men are gone. Well, not just gone, they're gone. By the way, later on you see some half-naked Viper, well you might do if I haven't cut it from the video, half-naked Viper squad members are lying on the floor. That's from the last time I did this battle and they died. Anyhow, you won't see Viper squad again after this because they're all dead. they got grenaded to death. However, there you go, see in the distance there's a half-naked guys here, look. That's the Viper squad from the previous attack. The ones from this particular one are just vaporised. The explosions just incinerated them. You see the smudges on the floor. Anyhow, I'm going to pick up some dog tags now. And me being a good NCR officer, NCR officer, I take them back to Camp Forlorn Hope in a minute. Yes, I'll get quite a bit of loot again. So, lesson 1. Sniper rifles and ranger battles don't work. However, antimatter weapons with the explosive ammo, pretty cool if you can hit anything with them in the battles. Personally, I recommend rockets and grenades, dynamite, mines, that kind of thing for the battles. Just throw them over the wall or make a dash across the battlefield, dropping like crazy, then run for cover. Here we go. Now we report back that the battle's over with now. To Colonel Custer. Or is it Major Custer? I can't remember. Usually I use majors for these. Colonel.
Welcome to Camp McCarran, sir.
By the way, Viper Squad does actually get 2 upgrades. It gets upgraded to heavy assault infantry, that's power armour, and upgraded to veteran rangers, that's the ones like the suit I'm wearing in this. Here we go, and I'm going to sell the dog, well, handing the dog tags of all the dead men. Version 3 does actually allow you to play this mod, right, like a ranger without ever doing anything else. The pay and the loot and everything else you get basically pays for everything now. There's no need to do anything other than the NCR stuff. Now this is a search and destroy mission. It's one of the easier ones because the Legion just walk up and down this road here. So you just get in a good position and start sniping at them. Now, the harder they are, the more higher the level, the more shots it takes. So a sniper rifle isn't a one-shot, one-kill. Sometimes you've got to pump 15 shots into one of them to kill them. However, others you can kill them on shot. But if you want to test your skill out as a sniper, this is a good position to do it from. In other missions, there was supposed to be, like for instance, a powder ganger one, but it just never worked right, and there's no explanation why it shouldn't work, because it was just the same as these, but with different NPCs, but it just wasn't having it. But you do get a Fiends one. I might add more to the section destroy later on, though. By the way, search and destroy missions literally do require you to search normally. Don't use this as an example. You might notice that they're all spaced out as well. That's the search part. You've got to actually go looking for them. Quite a few times though, I've done this search and destroy mission. I got ambushed by those Legion assassins, which do quite a bit of damage to you when you actually get up the levels a bit. There we go. Now the scripting takes a few seconds to catch up. There you go. Just can't resist these shots. It's a shame you don't get extra experience for those, you know, especially long shots. I've actually hit people at the both extremes of that view in both directions at maximum range with an antimatter rifle. Now we're going to just finish off with a patrol. Now remember, this is the woman that does you the Desert Ranger quests as well, the Lost Patrol ones, which aren't in this video unfortunately because I forgot about them.
Welcome to the Mojave Out.
Now we're going to take a patrol out. Now Viper Squad are back from the dead now, well all 4 of them actually, yeah, because this was actually filmed before they all died. They will respawn after 5 days, providing you stay away from Camp Forlorn Hope. But this is before the old area. Now I'm going to show you the squad members in a minute. There's Viper, that's Viper. These are the ones you get when you're a Sergeant Major member, Viper, or Staff Sergeant, or higher. The Trooper ones are the squads that are supposed to be with you. Viper Squad are the ones that can follow you around and do anything you want. Although, to be honest, the idea from Viper Squad comes from doing these patrols with the other guys and then not reporting back for a while I took them on a wander of the wilderness. It's quite good having a unit with you, you know, when you're just strolling for the wilderness and you're attacked by Legion assassins, say.
Whoa, whoa! Careful!
That's how many shots I can that missing me. In fact, when they get close and you really hit them, you just drop one shot, one down. Somebody actually came onto the site recently, is asking me about what happens if the boss Brotherhood of Steel from the West Coast meet the Midwest Brotherhood of Steel. And to be honest, because I'm English, it doesn't have a thing to me. Because I mean, I didn't really play the older Fallout games or Fallout Tactics. Because to be honest, that old game is actually new to me, and I didn't like the top-down view when it was new. I preferred the old first-person view before the wolf started and everything else. There's only UFOs ever done it properly. But anyhow, that might be my next mod, that. Code of Steel, add the encounter. Right, we're going to finish off the mod now. We're just going to take you into the Riften, well not Riften, Nipton to finish the mod. You notice you get paid and you get experience with this as well now. There we go. A bit of shooting. And that's it. That's the NCR version 3 with a little bit of a walkthrough from yours truly.